Hello and welcome to the Daily Dose of Wisdom. Seneca said that we suffer unnecessarily because we suffer before it is necessary. And we can understand that as the idea that very, very often, maybe 99% of the time or even more, our suffering is not in the things themselves. It's not the real problems, real facts of life that we suffer from, but it is the stories we tell ourselves about the facts, the stories we tell ourselves about the pain in our lives, the way we dramatize certain things, or the way we imagine how things could go wrong, the way we scare ourselves and then suffer from the fear about what could go wrong and how negatively life could develop, and the way we worry ourselves sick about all the bad things that could happen. So the majority of our suffering is unnecessary suffering because we generate imaginary pain, which, yes, is experienced as suffering, by telling ourselves unnecessary stories about what's going on right now or about what could happen. So we anticipate certain pains which aren't really there yet and which will probably never occur. Or we perceive a certain pain, a certain problem, which we really have now. That's the 1% or 0.1% reality of our suffering. And then we increase the suffering by telling ourselves about all the bad things that could mean and all the bad things that could lead to. And thus suffer unnecessarily because we suffer before it's necessary. So, if you want to suffer less, if you want to reduce your suffering, learn to stop. Really tell yourself, stop those negative stories you're telling yourself. Learn to interrupt those thought patterns which create unnecessary suffering through a negative use of your imagination. Learn to guide your thoughts towards more constructive scenarios. Learn to tell yourself stories which are more positively meaningful. Learn to change the direction of your thoughts. Learn to change the way you think, and you will reduce suffering and you will be able to let go of a lot of unnecessary suffering.